What is vision? Why do we need vision? Where does one find vision? Is it perhaps hidden in secret places that require endless days of journey? Or does vision come from within one who has a burden to satisfy a need?
In the Old Testament, God provided the Israelites with a wise and prophetic tribe to give them guidance and direction during testing and trying times in the wilderness and in the land of promise. The tribe of Issachar was such a tribe that God anointed with special wisdom and insight to give guidance and direction to Israel through the changing and turbulent times of that period. Africa is going through such turbulent times today, and we seem to have been in this wilderness for centuries now. But there is hope. The tribe of Issachar, which is God's leadership in the body of Christ today, God's spiritual Israel, is arising to speak with a clear voice and to give guidance and wisdom to our strife-torn and troubled continents in this hour.
As never before, our challenged African governments need to hear a clear voice of God, prophetic voice, as well as an apostolic voice from God with apostolic authority. God has great plans for Africa, and we need to see them and begin to walk in them.
40 years ago, the winds of change blew over our colonized continent. And as we yearned for independence, a dilemma, an ideological dilemma, stood before us. It was the West versus the East. It was capitalism versus communism. And those countries that chose the East and chose communism, they felt the consequences of that decision, because it was not only a choice against capitalism and economic advancement, it was a choice against Christ, the hope of the nations.
Today, Africa stands at a crossroads, ideologically, between humanism, secular humanism, and world religions versus Christ and his kingdom. Fortunately, the difference today is the advancement in media and technology, which will help us to begin to articulate God's matchless wisdom and his endless grace and direction for our conflicted nations.
A wise man once said, "Write the vision down so that those who read it can take it and run with it." With the vision revealed, the urge to fulfill it grows stronger with every passing moment.
Cape to Cairo 2011 is primarily about the African church speaking to Africa about Africa. It's about communicating the clear principles, the values, the direction of the Spirit of God, and what God is saying to our continent from God's eternal word, the Bible. Because this is the Cape to Cairo Africa Transformation Conference, we'll be addressing all the pillars of society. We'll be having times of exhortation, but we'll be addressing issues like education, government and law, the family, women and youth, health issues. We'll be dealing with everything from economics to the environment, media, the arts, music, culture. These are some of the topics that we'll be addressing from a kingdom perspective. The center of our agenda is to find God's mind for nation building for our continent today.
In the morning sessions, Cape to Cairo 2011 is launching Cape to Cairo television program, which has several components, and it is speaking to African issues with a biblical perspective. This program will be broadcast on established satellite platforms and eventually terrestrial channels as well.
We are pleased to announce that Cape to Cairo 2011 has secured the endorsement and participation of the Pan-African Parliament and other corporate sponsors because of our mutual commitment to the development of Africa and the empowerment of our people.
Now, another journey ensues to the realization of the vision, at first somewhat unstable. But as we press on towards the mark, the hard places dissipate and are supplanted with a surface smothered in oil, and you glide.
Our audience includes not only the body of Christ, but also the business community, civil government, and our diplomatic communities across Africa.
All sessions will be recorded on CD and DVD, and full sets will be given free of charge to all the African diplomatic missions that exist in South Africa. And these copies will be sent to the heads of state in all the countries of Africa and to their cabinets or the equivalent. And after the conference, all the sessions will be also recorded for publishing so that a journal will be produced and sent to all the governments in the nations of Africa. We truly believe that Cape to Cairo 2011 is going to make a transformational change on the continent.
We would be honored to have you as our VIP guest, whether you're coming from your church or organization or from one of the diplomatic community organizations. We'd love you to come and join us for Cape to Cairo Conference.
It will be held at Voda World from Tuesday, the 30th of August to Saturday, the 3rd of September 2011.
During the morning sessions, we'll be having the recordings of Cape to Cairo television program, and that will be from Wednesday to Saturday mornings, and that will be held at the Soundstage on 16th Road in Midrand, where New Africa Gateway Church meets.
I'm Dr. Begi V. Gamedze.
And I'm Pastor Sherry L. Gamedze.
And we invite you to become part of Cape to Cairo 2011. And let's build a whole new Africa through Christ.